Well, hey guys, Silly Tuck here. Welcome back to another episode of ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling. This is, of course, Hardcore TV. This is Saturday, week 1 of May 1998, and we are on the road to WrestlePalooza. That is right, WrestlePalooza, our main event, where we're going to see number 1 contender Jerry Lynn take on ECW World Champion, the leader of the Triple Threat, the franchise, Shane Douglas. And they will be fighting over that ECW World Championship. If you missed the last episode, please do check it out. If you're watching all these episodes afterwards in a big playlist binge type format, congratulations. I didn't think anybody did that. If you do, I thank you very much. If you're watching this right now as it's coming out, thank you very much. If you're watching this a week from now, thank you very much. Whenever you're watching this, I love you all the same. I'm not a heel. No matter how much of an asshole you are, I still love you. Shout out to Austin Aries. Austin Aaron Rex Aries. That's not me. That was just a character, brother. Oh, fuck's sakes. You haven't seen that promo. Look up, like, The Truth or something like that. The Austin Aries return promo. I don't mind Austin Aries, all right? I think I like him more than most people like him. But that was not good. That was not good. We are, of course, in the Hammerstein Ballroom, as per the usual. And without further ado, let's get things rolling. We're going to open things up with Shane Douglas and Jerry Lynn face-to-face in the ring. And, of course, Francine is there. Do I bother to mention... I guess I do. Francine's leaving for CMLL as his sign guy. I just want to let you guys know. I was going to just say nothing and just slowly take her off screen. But, like, fuck it. I might as well tell you guys, it's probably your last segment with us. So, whatever. Let's use her. So, anyways, Jerry Lynn's in the ring and he says, you know, coming out of last week, kind of now looking back, thinking about what I've done, I've realized now that this is a pretty cool moment for me personally. I don't know about you guys, but for me, this is a really cool moment. I'm a guy who has worked hard his entire life. I've never been the most flashy guy. I've never been the most liked guy. I've never been the most popular guy. I've never been really a hated guy. I've always just kind of been a guy who showed up, did his job pretty well, if I may be a little bit full of myself for a moment. But I hope you guys can agree. It's what I've aspired to do here, whether it be ECW, WCW, wherever it was. I've always tried to show up and do my job as best as I could. And I never really thought that I'd get very far. And now here I am. I'm looking down the barrel. I'm looking down the sights at an opportunity to become world champion of this company, to become your world champion. And Jesus Christ, that's special. I know that anybody who ever gets a chance to fight for any title, it's special. But for me, a guy who was told his entire life he'd never get anywhere near this, a guy who was told that, you know, he just didn't have what it takes. I didn't have the superstar look. I wasn't the best on this mic, you know. I wasn't all that great with interacting with people, and I'll admit that maybe I'm not the best, but I show up and I do my job and I try and I fight and I work hard, and I think a lot of people can sympathize with that. Can you sympathize with that? Can you empathize with that? Can you associate yourself with the idea of showing up, putting in 110% and thinking that maybe you'll never ever get credit for it, and at the end of the day, maybe it doesn't matter. But my story might be a lot like anybody else's. My story is that of everyone and anyone who's ever loved what they did and decided that, God damn it, I may not be the best, but I'm going to keep going anyways. And you work and you get better until at some point, maybe you are the best, maybe you aren't, it doesn't matter, but you get to a point where you are where I am right now, and I can look at where I am and I can say, holy shit, look what I've done, look how far I've come. And I wanted to thank each and every single one of you for being here with me on this journey. from Mr. JL all the way to this moment right now where I am just 2 weeks away from fighting a world-class athlete, a world champion for his title. And I'm going to go into that show, and I'm going to win. I'm going to win for each and every single one of you people. I'm going to win for the underdog. And I know that a lot of guys claim to be the underdog, a lot of guys can't claim to be the ultimate underdog, etc. But I really feel like I'm the last person you would ever think to get to this moment. And maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but come that show, everything I do that night, I do it for you people. I do it for my kids at home. I do it for your kids. I do it so then when this company is talked about, you can look at it and you can say, that's Jerry Lynn, world champion. And he loves pro wrestling so much, and he's worked so hard, and I'm proud. That's all I ever want to do. I want to make people proud. And then Perfect Strangers by Deep Purple hits. And Shane Douglas comes down to the ring, the leader of the Triple Threat, and he says, Jerry, I don't think I'm out of line when I say that I think everybody here respects the shit out of you, all right? I want to make that clear. I very much do respect you, Jerry Lynn. But I genuinely think you're a fucking idiot. You are going to come in 2 weeks and challenge me, the franchise, for this belt. This belt that's been on the shoulders of guys twice your size, twice the star power of you, twice the drawing ability of you, twice the magnitude of you, 3 times the men that you are. And you think you're going to take this off of me? You think you're going to take this off the first man to ever throw down that NWA title and christen this title into its existence? You don't have a chance in hell, Lynn. And I understand that you're doing it for these people, and you're the everyman, and you're the common man, and you think that for whatever reason, you're different. You have the ability, you have the power, you're going to inspire a generation. But this is the real world. This isn't a storybook. This isn't a fairy tale, Jerry. When you look at me and you see all the ways that I'm better than you, that's not just put there so you can hurdle over me, so you can take this belt from me, so you can pry it from my dead hands, Jerry. That's not how this works. I'm going to beat you in 2 weeks, Jerry. I'm going to put to bed this little uprising you put together here, this little rush into superstardom you've all of a sudden thought you've attained. I'm going to put that to bed, and I'm going to send you right back where you belong. Back to the mid-card, back to being the workhorse, back to fighting on every show, back to training the young boys. It doesn't matter, Jerry. Because you're just not cut out for this title. You're not cut out to make it big. All those people who told you that, they were right. Douglas holds up the belt and stares down Jerry Lynn, and that's the end of the first segment of the night. We move into... Okay, good stuff. I wanted to throw Dudley in a match with Van Dam just to see what I can get out of him, see if I can get some improvements. I hope I do. I don't, but that's okay, because that's going to help Spike's pop. So I'm about that had good wrestling, decent reaction from the crowd. Van Dam defeats Spike Dudley in 6:15 by pinfall with a 5-star frog splash. Really fast-paced stuff, fast-paced working. Van Dam actually putting out some power moves. You know, Van Dam's a pretty strong guy, but typically he resorts to his high-flying stuff because he's far better at that than most guys. Than like Tommy Dreamer, then a Sandman, then a Taz. You know, he's a high-flying aerial guy. But in a situation where Spike's offense is almost entirely aerial-based stuff, Van Dam resorts to using some power moves. And it comes up good for him because Van Dam is the whole fucking show. And post-match, the Sandman charges the ring and tries to get one off on Van Dam. And Van Dam is kind of able to fight off the Sandman, but Sandman's getting some good shots in. He's starting to overwhelm Van Dam. He's got that cane. And Van block the shots all that well. You know, he gets one in the side of him, and he gets one in the leg. Van Dam grabs his leg, and he gets one over the shoulder. And Van Dam starts to get picked apart by the Sandman. And all of a sudden, from behind, Lord Steven Regal grabs the Sandman, Regal plex from behind, lays him out, and Van Dam and Regal stomp the shit out of the Sandman. Van Dam grabs the cane and smashes Sandman over the back with it. And the New Era have once again laid out the Sandman, and they leave. Backstage, we see Paul Heyman with Taz, Mikey Whipwreck, and Chastity. And Heyman says, "No, Taz, Whipwreck, I've been talking to Chastity. I've been talking with some of the the board members here at ECW. Some of the other membership owners. Membership owners? I don't really know what I'm getting at. Like they're like I guess advisors. Okay, I've been talking to some of my advisors, some of my other staff, some of the guys backstage, some of the road agents. And I made a decision. In 2 weeks' time, at the WrestlePalooza pay-per-view, Mikey Whipwreck, you're finally going to get your match against Taz for that championship, for the television championship, the match that you won by winning that little tournament type deal that Carino organized and then quickly dropped out of because he's a little bitch. However, I can't ignore last night. You two chose to not work together, to argue together, to work against each other, for reasons that are your own. I won't say one's right or one's wrong, but you allowed a victory from Just Incredible and Mike Awesome. Now, Mikey, you were pinned by Just Incredible. And you are owed your championship match still, and I'm not counting the one that we did a couple weeks ago that was interfered with, because that's just not the way I play, alright? I wouldn't count that against you. However, you were beaten. Meaning that technically now the number one contender is Just Incredible. Meaning that come WrestlePalooza, and I've talked to Chastity and she's accepted this, we are going to have a triple threat match for the ECW, or I guess it's a three-way dance. We're going to have a three-way dance for the ECW Television Championship. Taz, you'll be defending against Mikey Whipwreck and Just Incredible. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen, and I'll leave you to go prepare. And so there is another match booked for the WrestlePalooza event, the WrestlePalooza pay-per-view, if you will. Our three-way dance match here. We're going to have Mikey Whipwreck versus Just Incredible versus the ECW Television Champion, the Human Suplex Machine. Excuse me, I was about to say the Suplex Machine. The Human Suplex Machine, Taz. And we move forward into a 51D. Mike Awesome's really fucking good. Mike Awesome puts Blue Meanie in a hole with an awesome bomb in about 3.5 minutes. Pretty much just trying out Mike Awesome some more, seeing what he can do. And he even improved Blue Meanie, which is good. Backstage, we have a promo. Of course, our main event tonight is the Dudley Boyz taking on the FBI for the final time. We get a promo from the Dudley Boyz, and they say, Smothers, Rich, Guido, FBI, you know, the full-blooded Italians. Tonight is your final opportunity. Tonight is our final opportunity, actually. You took those belts from us. You stole those belts from us. And tonight, you're finally going to get your comeuppance. You know, you like to talk about how crime doesn't pay. Yet you're the ones caught stealing. And tonight, there's only going to be one punishment doled out. Capital punishment, brother. And that's going to be a 3D. Straight to each and every single one of you. But this time we're not just going to settle there. Tonight, the 3D will be Devon. Devon looks at the camera and he says, through the table. Bubba says, exactly. What would us finally recapturing those ECW tag belts be without tables? Devon, do your thing. Devon looks in the camera and he says, oh, brother, testify. And the Dudley Boyz leave. Backstage, we have a match made for next week. The Sandman's in Paul Heyman's office, and Sandman says, Paul, I don't fucking care, alright? I don't fucking care what you have to do next week. I don't care if I have to do it alone. Fuck it, I'll do it alone. Give me both of them. Give me Regal and Van Dam 2-on-1. I'm gonna kick both of their asses. And Paul's like, shit, man, you don't want to do that, do you? Like, you're just talking right now. And Sandman's like, I'm gonna fucking do it, Paul. Paul, I'm gonna fucking do it, alright? You better book the damn match or I'm gonna hunt them down backstage. And either I'm gonna get hurt or they're gonna get hurt, but you have a better chance of controlling it when it's in that ring. And Heyman's like, yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, next week, you versus the New Era, all right? You've got what you want, okay? I'm going to have security out there and ready just in case shit goes bad, okay? Just in case, you try something drastic, they try something drastic. They want to get rid of you. You want to get rid of them. Okay, just stay safe. Sandman's like, oh, Paul, it's not me you have to worry about. It's them you have to worry about. And I think I need to make a match for this. I do. Where is the hardcore option? There it is. All right, let's create match. What was the difference between most matches and the ECW version? It's ECW. It's regular based, I believe. And I think that's the only difference. Name value, no. Stoppage. I think I do weapons. And that'd be about it, right? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that'd be about it. I do believe that's about it. Now, if I go back in here, I can go handicap. Oh, whoops. 1 versus 2 ECW. There it is. So if I fuck that up somehow, I'll fix it next week. Don't you worry. We're going to see the New Era take on the Sandman. Oh, where is he? The Sandman. Yeah. Hey. That should say the New Era. Thank you. All right. There you go. There's our main event for next week. Before the main event here, we just have a quick little match. The crowd still fucking hates Big Dick, which is awesome. New Jack just fucking beats the shit out of him. The crowd fucking pops. And now we head into our main event as the FBI make their way to the ring. The remix of Staying Alive by Entrance hits. And will the FBI stay alive tonight? Will they pull out the victory? Will they retain the ECW tag team titles? Or will the Dudley Boyz, once again, regain their titles? Remember, this is for all the marbles. If the Dudley Boyz win, they probably... Oh, no. Yeah, if the Dudley Boyz win, the FBI probably don't have a case to recapture those titles. If the FBI win, the Dudleys probably don't have a case for another match. So let's see who will walk away victorious. In a 60C, in a decent match... The Dudley Boyz defeated the FBI. I was about to say defeated Devon. What the fuck? Defeated the FBI in 1822 when Devon Dudley defeated Tracy Smothers by pinfall with a 3D through a table. The Dudley Boyz win the ECW World Tag Team titles once again. So... shabam. The Dudley Boyz and the FBI have a fucking slugfest match. The FBI, for the first time in this kind of feud, they're like on par with the Dudleys. They've game planned now, and they're brawling with them. They're using their speed to their advantage, and the Dudleys are a little like, oh shit, fuck, can we do this? Oh fuck, what the hell? And the FBI are connecting with big moves after big moves. I don't even know what the FBI's finish is. It's probably something cool, though, and they almost hit it. And they almost hit something cool, and everybody's like, whoa, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? And like Bubba's like, whoa. But then finally, the Dudley Boyz get on a run, and Bubba starts to hit those big punches that he likes to do, starts to get the crowd into it, gets the momentum going. Throws Smothers off the ropes. Devon catches him. Bubba runs in, but he is clotheslined out of the way by Little Guido. Little Guido showing amazing strength. And of course, drop that flapjack, but Guido immediately is on Devon, backs him into the corner, strikes, but then Smothers gets up, and they double team Devon in the corner. Tommy Rich even gets involved and starts hammering away. The three of them, remember, no DQ matches, always in ECW. Bubba rolls outside of the ring, grabs Tommy Rich, and drives him into the barricade. Like throws his carcass on the ground, and then Guido goes up to the top rope and goes to cross body Bubba on the outside, but Bobby Ray Dudley, Bobby Ray Dudley, Billy Ray Cyrus Dudley, he grabs Guido out of the air, puts him up on his shoulders, spins him around Death Valley Driver onto the concrete, rolls back into the ring, starts to beat down on Tracy Smothers, allows Devon to get back up. Devon rolls out of the ring, grabs a table, sets it up, throws him off the ropes. throws Tracy Smothers off the ropes. Devon lifts him up, flapjack into Bubba's cutter. It's the 3D through the table, the cover, 1, 2, and Guido almost crawls to it, but Bubba stomps on his hand and stares him down as the ref hits 3. And the Dudley Boyz are once again ECW World Tag Team Champions. So what does this mean going forward for the FBI? Who knows? What does this mean going forward for the Dudley Boyz? Well, whoever their next contender is. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching, and I very do hope you guys enjoyed. This is Silly Tuck. Not doing this right now, because I typically go to here. God damn it, I'm so I'm so crazy sometimes. I forget my own gimmicks. But that's Bob Geigel. We all know Bob Geigel. He was my favorite brutal heel of the 50s. Looks pretty brutal in that picture. Okay, so we have emails and decisions. I won't check those out quite yet, just because we are looking for somebody to replace, what's her name? Francine. So yeah, I will let you guys know how we're doing next episode. Please follow my Twitter if you want to. I tweet out little cool things that happen in between these two shows. And without further ado, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Silly Tuck, signing out.